Sorry to go off, but it was a problem. So I was still saying I would go to school late. Yeah, that was me by then, while in my primary, just because I used to do a lot of work at home. But that one did not really put me down as a person. I kept on moving and moving and moving, and until the time people saw it, and they really talked to my sister, because my elder sister was the one taking care of me where I was since I left home at an early age. So I was living with other people, and then time came also my sister also left home because the atmosphere was not really okay. Um, my parents would fight sometimes because my dad was a police officer. So at times he would take alcohol, come back drunk. The days he's supposed to spend with us free, he would not do it. He got another wife outside. He got married to another woman. So this is one of the things that upset my mom. Though I was young, but at times I would see it. So I left my cousin's place and started living with my aunt. When I started living with my aunt, I was in P6. Still, things almost were the same, and even more worse, if I'm not mistaken. Because the truth is, when I remember the life I used to be in, it was not really okay. In my head here, I have something like it can be like a scar, I don't know, but it came because of what I used to do. I used to carry things on my head for a long distance, just look for money to support me while I was at school. And then this money that I would sell and get, it would still sometimes make the family stand. But all in all, it was me, as small as I was. As I was moving to these different places, I was still moving with my small brother, because time came and he also left my late parents' home and followed me. So we started living together as my young brother. As small as he was, he had a problem with the hand because of the fire issue. So he would really do less work compared to me. And at times he would get discriminated by people, by our age mates, just because he had a hand that was incomplete. And as well in his face he had a scar covering a full part of the face, one side. So he would get discriminated. So I would make sure I stand in for him. When I finished P6, actually I almost repeated P6 because I would get chased away from school sometimes just because of money, and that was 2009. It was 2009, but still my small brother was following me. So I left my auntie's place and went to my cousin brother's place, another cousin, her son, who was married and was living in town by then. It was 2009. So I studied in one of the town schools, that was Masin Public Primary School. It's a government school. And this is where I even came to realize that I am naturally bright, but I had not really realized that before because I was always disturbed by homework, by the chores, the abandoned chores that are given to me at my age, and the responsibility because I will take care of the children and take care of the home. So I started studying in town in 2009 and I was in P6. I was living by myself because I was doing a lot at home because I would make sure by the time I leave home everything is set, like preparing for how we shall come back. I was in there, um, cooking, washing clothes every Saturday, taking kids to school. Remember, I was also still in primary, so I would first of all take them to school, then come prepare myself and also go to school as well. But this one made me to change in character because I became a strong person as young as I was. I elected myself at school to be a prefect of sanitation just because I would always reach late and they will always make me really get caught up because of late coming. But all this was happening just because at home I had the responsibility to fulfill as a boy. I would, first of all, as I've said, I would first of all take my niece, there were two, to school first in the nursery school across, and then come back, also prepare myself. And as well at lunchtime, I was already supposed to go back home, pick them from school, prepare them, take them to their parents, to my guardians, and as well go back to school. At times I would always reach late as well after lunch because I would leave school during lunchtime and get home. Getting home would mean get home, get the kids, take them to their parents. So I adjusted. I was adjusting. While there, I they made me to learn how to sell in a store and to manage it in the market, central market. I learned how to manage a store because they would at times on Sundays leave me there. I would sell things to customers, different products. So I learned the skills of business while I was there because in 2010 I sat for my PLOE examinations and I passed very well. I really passed very well. They loved me so much, but as well the issue of the work for a boy who was young was still there standing and it was too much. I couldn't really avoid that. But when I joined secondary, I picked interest in moving back to my parents' home. By then I was 14. I was 14 and I joined my P7 in 2011. I moved back to my late parents' home where things looked to be tough because I found there my brother, whom I follow. He was also still young, but standing on his own. Nobody was caring about him. He was standing on his own. The home was messy, and this is a guy who had started like putting some small things that can give him money. This young man started taking care of me and my little brother. Our sisters got married at an early age because our parents died early. So I started my senior one in 2011, 2012 senior 2, 2013 senior 3, 2014 senior 4. I was quite bright because I remember very well when I joined my school. I was the first in senior one throughout, the first in senior two throughout, and the first in senior three throughout. Then later things started turning out to be hard. As you continue, they say the higher you go, the cooler it becomes. But in education, the higher you go, the harder it turns to be. So at times, I changed schools so many times because we didn't really have funds. And I was studying in village schools when I joined secondary because my guardians, the ones I was having by then, they were not having money to support me in town schools. So I studied from village schools. So though I managed to make it. I managed to make it because I passed my senior four very well, and then because I passed my senior four, after passing my senior four, I have my uncle who loved me so much. I had no hope of joining A level, advanced level, HSC. He told me, Jonathan, you know what? You're going for HSC. And as time came, I joined the HSC, A level, advanced level. I started studying. He said, boom, he told me. And I liked it because I enjoyed really watching movies. So I took literature in my combination with history and economics. So my combination was having literature, history, and economics. Um, I studied, I studied very well, and I passed them all. I remember asked me after you educate after your A level, and you want to join university, what do you want to be? I told him I want to be a police officer. I want to join force. He said no, that one is not going to work. He said you must go to university. And I remember I applied to a university. The first one, they never gave me chance because my name didn't come back. I applied the second one. The name came back, but in a different course that my guardian by then didn't want. So he said, Jonathan, you are not going to take that course. I later had to go and apply to another university. The university I applied, they gave me the position. I started studying and I took up a course of education, but specializing in literature. So I studied for the 3 years. I got my degree. He was sponsoring me from day one. He sponsored me at university. I finished, so I cherish him so much at this moment. He's old, but he really made me what I am with my brother, the one I follow. Because if it was not those people, I would not really be here, even sharing this with you. But one thing that still pains me is that at my original home, literally there's nothing. As a person, I've started working. The job I am doing, or I am having right now, it is stable, but I am always fixed. Like from Monday to Saturday, I have the responsibility of making my home change. I really put it that in myself. I said I must change home. I said I must change home. But right now I can't really change home because I am still earning less. of which I need something bigger than what I am doing right now, because I am supposed to support brother, I am supposed to support my sisters, I am supposed to support my because they are not well off. I am supposed to construct a new home at my late parents' home place, because I really need to change it, to change the place. But the job I'm having, it is first of all making me build myself. Yeah, I'm first of all considering building myself first when I am working. It is also great to help somebody, because if I was not helped, it means I would not be here sharing with you my journey. So if you can really help somebody, that person might be your neighbor, that person you might have seen that person on street, please do, if you can really help that person. Because by helping that person, it means you're creating the future for the person. You're creating a path for the person. However much sometimes we get obstacles and challenges. I am really grateful for whoever done something for me in my life. Because if it was not those people, I think I would be a waste. Because I used to like playing on streets. I was getting spoiled, I was getting addicted to some things. But because people helped me, that was so sweet. Helping is important. As a person, I even have plans of, yeah, adopting children, because there are very many poor children out there. There are very many. So when I get chance, I will adopt children, keep them, give them everything they need: education, clothing, housing, and everything. Because I was also helped, and it was that help that made me what I am now. See you again.